From the brown branches to the green leaves, I'm colorful, spectrum infinite. I touch all, indiscriminate. Read compassion and sentiment. Limitless in my power to heal the hearts of men. They're so forgetful, that's why we learn on the instrumentals.
How do you feel?
I feel good.
Yeah. Thank you very, very much.
Thank
It's
you.
been a pleasure.
Oh, thank you so much. Hey, it's Peter still here. Thanks for coming, everybody. All right. Well, everyone from Gothenburg, she's from Sweden. I would like to introduce none other than Jana.
I don't know how far you got before I came in here again, but I think we should give another hand to Omar Reagan. So tell us, have you been working on the idea for this film a long time, or how did it come about?
Yeah, it was one of the reasons why is because I said, man, Muslims are always made terrorists in every film. And I was like, this is so not true. People need to know, like, there's other kind of Muslims out there like me, just crazy and want to play and have fun all the time. But, you know, I was like, it's very difficult to make a film. So I just tried, and I had like $90,000. And I was like, I'm gonna make a movie, and I raised it, but I ran out of money making this movie because I didn't know how much it was gonna cost and everything. I just started making the film, and then I had to take 20 pages out of the script, so I had to stretch some stuff to make it a little longer. But I just wanted to make a film and show everybody and tell another side to Islamophobia, you know, from our perspective.
What are you thinking? Do you have any thoughts or questions?
I want to know what they
get the distribution in the States?
Distribution in the States?
Not yet. I have a couple of meetings coming up because I've been screening it. But a lot of people in the States are scared. Yeah, they're like, oh. They already told me, they was like, man, your movie, Trump is coming to get you. I was like, but I'm American. They said, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, one back there.
What has the reception been from Muslim communities in the US?
The ones who watch it, they love the film. One, I got constructive criticism, of course, from Muslims because some of them was like, oh, you're mocking Islam. But I was like, no, I'm not mocking Islam. I mock what people do, but not Islam as a whole. So I put on myself in a way where I wanted to just be honest, because sometimes, you know, Muslims are not honest. They want to kind of appear to everyone else like, oh, like so holy, if you will. And then, you know, among ourselves, if you will, then you have all of these issues that's going on, like when you want to pray and, you know, or, you know, so many different issues. So I just wanted to say everything. But when they watch it, generally I've been getting positive feedback. So I'm happy about that, even though I kind of went against the grain just a little bit.
It takes place in Detroit, right? And I'm just thinking, do you think it could as well have taken place somewhere else, or what's the role of Detroit here?
I did it in Detroit because I was born and raised in Detroit. And if you guys didn't know, Detroit has the largest population of Middle Eastern Muslims in a city called Dearborn, but they're from Lebanon, Iraq, Iran, Yemenis. Like everyone is there. They just had a meeting and everybody met up in Michigan, and they, you know, started their own communities. And so I was like, I have to go there. It's good.
More questions? Yeah.
I just read on IMDb. The movie was made in 2005.
I was like, wow, I was making a movie for the future. It's amazing. So I was like, oh wow, this is so good. But I think one just for me, because I look at things just a little bit differently. I think this Trump, what he's doing now, I can't help but like part of it, because what I see is that it's building a lot of unity, and people are not afraid to express their love for fellow human beings. Like, you know, I mean, people of all faiths are just like, wait a minute, you know. Even when I flew here, I had to go through a protest, right? And I was like, this is so cool. You know, white ladies, we are all Muslims, and you know, there was black ladies, they was tall, they was short, and we are all Muslims, and you know, and they wasn't like, you know, practicing Islam. But I just felt like that was just so cool, and that is one thing that when you have a big bad wolf, people don't really care. Like let's come together, everybody that has some sense. Which is the reason why I have this company, Halalywood. I started Halalywood because I wanted, I restudied Islam, and the history of Islam, which I feel like even Muslims don't even know, was when Muhammad came, the first thing that he did was he went for refuge when, after they was like, we got to kick him out of Mecca, he went for refuge with a black Christian king in Ethiopia. And he had the largest kingdom. And the large kingdom was Christian people, but he was known to be the most just ruler. And he said in his land, there's nobody was oppressed. So then he sent his daughter over there to these Christians. So I was like, man, if people didn't know that, and then he took counsel with Jews, because they was like, is he really a prophet from God? He took counsel from Jews and was telling them about the story of the boys in the cave. So I was like, it's not about, I wanted to just end this whole religion thing, because I wanted to attack religion, and then really show what it is that it's people that had faith, that cared about everybody, and it's people that didn't have faith, that wanted to enslave people and be greedy and control the world. And so I just want us to get back to that. Like, how you connect with your creator has nothing to do with me. But I know that you're a reflection of me. We reflect each other. So I want to get back to that. And I learned that from restudying Islam and not allowing myself to be indoctrinated by somebody else's opinion or ideas. I read the Quran, I research it myself, I read about Prophet Muhammad, I research it myself, and then that's what made me say, I got to make movies, and I have so many of them, because I've been living among Muslims the whole time, and everybody has all these different ideas and opinions, and I was like, this is crazy. I got to tell everybody about this. So that's one, you know, this was the first one. I wrote 5 scripts, like back to back. So I've been so excited, but I had to start so I can learn, because I was just always been an actor and a comedian, and I hadn't been a director and a writer. So like this here is kind of like class for me, but it turned out like, I'm like, oh, I'm so grateful. And the response from the people has been just really amazing. So if I don't get distribution in the US the way I want it, then I will go and make this deal with either Amazon or Netflix, right? And then I'll just start promoting it and sharing it, and then I'll put all of the energy of what I really feel about when I meet people. And I just feel like, oh, man, I feel so blessed and gifted, because like, people are amazing and they're so unique, and they don't have to be labeled under some religion. So I said, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this movie called Faithful Neighbors. I'm going to put an imam, I'm going to put a rabbi, and I'm going to put a pastor, and they're going to be neighbors, and they're not going to like each other until a devil worshiper moves on the block. And then they're going to be forced to come together. And then they're going to talk about all these different ideas that they have about religion. But then it's going to show this unity, and we can break this whole thing up. Because to me, today is just like a gang. Like, oh, those are Muslims over there. Oh, those are Christians. Oh, those are Jews. Oh, no, those are Hindus. Oh, those are the Baha'is. And I'm like, guys, who cares? They're people. They're people, man. And they're human beings. And we need to get back to that. That's the whole mission for Halalywood. Even though I took it. was very hard. Struggle. I was hard on myself. Honestly, I had to do it because nobody else would do it. Like I was trying to get directors. The one guy, and he was Muslim director. He was like, "Omar, come on, are you serious? You gotta make. Come on, this is not gonna fly. You're wasting your time." And I was like, "No, we gotta make this movie." And then other people was like, "American Sharia? Oh no, put my name on that." So I was like, "Guys, come on! I think I'm onto something. I'm onto something." And then it was just me. I was standing there by myself. So I was like, "Okay, well, I wrote it, so I could see it. So I'm just gonna do the best that I can with directing it." And then I took a page out of Ben Affleck's book because I see Ben Affleck, right? He writing and directing, acting in his movies, and I was like, well, if he can do it, so can I.
More questions?
Yeah, you seem to have sort of snuck in some ads into the film. Is that how you sort of financed the film, or?
Yeah.
You snuck in ads in the film, is that financing?
Yes, that single Muslim, oh my God, those guys gave me $10,000. So originally, what I raised $90,000 on my Kickstarter. It says 122, but then they only allowed me to get 90,000 because a couple of them didn't go through. So what I did was I reached out to different Muslim companies, right? And I was like, listen, I'm putting product placement. It's something totally new, for mention inside of the movie and your logo. And I said $10,000. So I had 4 of them, right? The Australian, the single Muslim, the vanquish transport, right? And so I was like, okay, how am I gonna pull this off, right? But they had no idea that I was gonna put a commercial in the beginning of the film. And I did that on my own because I just wanted to show them that I appreciated them trusting me with $10,000, even though it's not a lot of money. But I just wanted to show them that thank you, and I put them in front of the film with the, and I did more. I did more than one mention, especially with single Muslim. I put them in. Yeah.
Particularly the scanner one. That was.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I wonder if anybody's gonna catch that. I knew you guys are sharp. Good job.
More questions? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people kind of don't want to pay for films anymore. Do you think it will be more common in the future to have ads, well, in the actual movies?
A lot of people don't want to pay. Do you think it will be more common to do product placement?
Well, now I think only in my case, I'm excited because I feel like people are looking at me now, especially because I put on my Instagram that I'm in Gothenburg, Sweden. Wait a minute, he made it there? So then people are saying, if you need anything from us, then let us know. So I think I can do this maybe a couple of times, and then I do have a meeting with Apple because this new idea for the film, they was like, oh my God, that's so perfect timing. Faithful Neighbors, that's so great. So I believe now that maybe they would give me a couple dollars. They might not anymore after, we might not need it. We can make our own film after we, sell 1 or 2. And I'm figuring like this, that we did 90,000 with this film, but I'm up to like, almost 190. I have to keep putting film money in it. But I feel like we just keep going no matter what. That's what I feel. I just feel like, make another movie and like it's 500,000, but imagine what we could do, and keep going to when you can make a movie for $1 million. But I see so many independent films, guys, and I'll be like, wow, dang, somebody put money behind that, or I'll see Brad Pitt got behind it. I was like, man, I gotta get a hold of these people. I see Angelina Jolie's name. I was like, dang it, hey, pick me, help me. So hopefully, we get to the point where if they don't want to put money in the films with ads anymore, then hopefully we won't need it.
More questions? Yeah.
How did oh, sorry. Who was first?
Oh, you here.
You picked it.
Yeah.
How did Eric Richardson get involved with
Oh, yeah.
He's quite a character.
No, yeah, this guy is good. And he was in Dark Knight and everything. Like, whoa. So, honestly, because I did 4 films before I started my own company. I was auditioning, and I did 4 films. I did a movie with Kerry Washington, another movie with Cat Williams, another movie with Tom Sizemore. And I was building relationships. So when I called the guy named Micah, and he was like, dude, I just did a film, and Eric Roberts was in it. He said, I don't know if he'll do your film. Right? Like, American Sharia. So then he asked me, talked to him about it, if you'd be playing an Islamophobic cop. And he was like,